Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to create Ionic application, that is Ionic mobile app, with the help of command line interface. So I have opened the two command prompts here, and I have created one Ionic folder, and in that folder I'm going to create the two different apps. So let's get started. So to create the application, we have to type a command Ionic start my blank application blank and hit enter. So here my blank application will be the name of the mobile app, and blank is the template name. I'm not creating any template. I'm just giving the blank template so that my application will get created with the blank. Then now it's asking me, would you like to integrate your new application with the Cordova target for the native iOS and Android? So let's just hit yes and hit on enter. So this will just create your Ionic directory structure in your folder Ionic. To save the time, I'm again going to create another application with the template. So Cordova provides different templates. Blank will be created the blank template. Another is the tabs, and here you can see there are multiple templates mentioned: side menu, super, and tutorial. So these are the different templates which support by the Ionic. So let's create another app with the template. So the command is saying Ionic start my tab app. So this will create a application, a mobile app with the name my tab app, and here I am giving the template called tabs. So I wanted to integrate with the Cordova. Hit yes. Let's see the first application whether. So it is asking install the free Ionic Pro SDK to connect to your app. If you want to install yes, you can hit yes, and I don't want it, I'm hitting no. So now let's go in the Ionic folder, and you can see here I have made the mistake in the name, so this should be my blank application. So here you can go, and here you can see it has generated the directory structure. So now let's see how you can run your Ionic application. So far this has created the directory structure under the Ionic folder, my blank application. So let's go back and type Ionic serve. So this command will run your application in the browser. Let's hit enter. Okay, I'm not in the project directory. Let's go to in that project directory and hit Ionic serve. So this application is not running in the browser. So here you can see it has started its own server and port, and it's started on the 8100, and this is our blank application. So you can close the browser window, hit Ctrl C. Yes. Now there is one more command called Ionic serve -L. So this will run your application with the labs option. So what is labs? Let's first run this and we will see what is lab option. So now our application has started and in the browser. Now you can go to platforms and you can select Android and it will show you how your application will look in the iOS, Android or Windows. So go to platform, click on Windows. This will just refresh it and it will show how your application will look into the Windows application. So this one is the iOS, this one is the Android, and this one is the Windows. So -l command will give you how your application will look like on different platforms. Now let's see what is happening with the second, our tabs template. So this is asking whether you want to install the Ionic Pro SDK and connect your app. Let's hit yes. So in the another application we have hit the no, and here we have choose the yes option. So let's go back to the folder structure and see what are the different we have. So here it is the my tab app, and now we are going to run my tab app. Let's first stop this server, go here and click go to that project directory, Ionic. I'm again starting in the labs option for the better understanding. So again our application will get started on the 8100 port with the labs option, so you can see you can view your application with the different platform view. Okay, so here you can see our application has started and it has different tabs called home, about and contacts. So you can go home, you can go to about, you can go to home back. So this is the iOS, this is the iPhone, this is how your application will look like in iPhone. Sorry, this one is the iPhone, and these are the other platforms. You can, if you want, you can even hide it, the platform which you don't want. You can just see it iPhone, Android. You can choose from here. So I'm just closing it again. So our server had stopped now. So you can see here the blank template. This has not created any tabs, but if you want your application should have started with the default tabs, then you can use the tabs template. In the next thing we are going to talk about how to add a platform in the Ionic. So let's go back to the command line interface and type Ionic Cordova platform. So currently we have not added any of the platform, so in the installed platform it is not showing anything. In the available platform it is showing the list of all the platforms which are available to install. So let's say we wanted to install an Android platform. So for that the command is Ionic Cordova platform add Android. So currently it is adding the Android platform 7.0.0. So here you can see the platform folder is created now. Previously it wasn't there. Now you can see there are different updates the Ionic Cordova is giving. It's just adding the required platform, the required plugin, and it's updating the details in the config.xml as well as in the package.json. So once it is completed, I will show you what are all the details it is updating in the config.xml and in the package.json. Okay, this has completed. So let's go back into the folder structure and open the config.xml. So here you can see the platform add Android is added and the list of all the plugins which it has installed. So these are all the plugins it has installed, and with the Android platform it has added. And then we'll go to package.json. So these are all the dependencies which is by default gets added when you create the application, and this is the platform which we have added. So it will show you Android. So let's say if you add the iOS platform, it will update the config.xml and the package.json, and here it will show the iOS as well. Now we'll see how to build the application with the for the Android platform. So for that we have to type Ionic Cordova build Android. So this will build your application and it creates the APK file for the only for the Android platform. So it has started the build process. I will show you the build is successful. So our build is successful and it has created the APK file. So let's just see platform. Let's go to platforms folder. Android app build outputs APK debug. So this is the APK file it has just generated. So you can see the time 7:24, 7 is a July 24, 9:23 p.m. So this is the APK file. Now we will see how to run the Ionic application on the Android emulator. So for that you have to type Ionic Cordova emulate Android. So I have already installed the Android SDK, and in the previous videos I have shown you all the required softwares and required environments for running the Ionic application and Cordova application. So if you haven't seen if you don't know what all the required softwares and environment settings you need, then you have to look into my other videos. So I have already installed the Android SDK and I have created the Android emulator. So my application will just get deployed on that particular emulator. So this process will start emulator on my machine, and the Ionic project will get deployed on that particular emulator. So it'll take a while to start the emulator. So as you have seen, there is a error, Cordova error, failed to execute shell command get prop dev.boot complete. So this error is like your emulator is still getting started and Cordova is trying to build and deploy your application on that particular emulator. So Android has already fixed this issue and they are returning this device still connecting error code to the Cordova, but Cordova or Ionic they have not fixed this issue. So to fix this issue, I have already asked this question to the Android community, and here you can see the solution for it. I will mention this this link in the description below. So go to platform, you have to go to platforms, Android, Cordova lib emulator.js. Open this in the notepad. So this one is emulator.js and search for this line. Okay, so you have to add or copy this. So this method is basically called by the Cordova, and it checks for the emulator whether it is started or not. So as you can see here, our emulator is returning device still connecting error code, but this is not fixed here. So what is happening, what we have modified is, if we are still receive this message, then our emulator, our build process, it understands that emulator is still starting and wait for that particular port to deploy the application. So I have saved this. I will close my emulator. Now the emulator will shut down. Let's build the application one more time. So whenever you build the application, your platform, for that particular platform, let's say you have built the application for the Android, all the files get automatically populated here. So you don't have to modify anything here in the platform folder. So whatever the changes you made in this particular folder structure, and when you build the application for any particular platform, let's say Android or iOS, here you will see that particular platform, and under that the project structure will be created. Okay, our build is successful. Now let's try to start the emulator. Now our emulator has started, and you will see there is no error at the back. Now our application is getting deployed. And our application launch success. You can see the message here. Application is getting deployed on the emulator. And you can see here the same screen which we see on the browser with all the 3 tabs: home, about, contacts. So our application has deployed on the emulator, Android emulator. This is the Cordova project which I have already created. So this is my emulator, and here you can see my tab app. I can again start it on emulator. So this is our app is deployed. Next thing we are going to talk about the plugins. So let's go back here, go to the application folder and open the plugins folder. So you can see there are different kind of plugins which are already installed, and let's say you wanted to install the new plugin, a camera plugin. So for that you have to first we will check what all the list of plugins which are already installed. So for that you have to type code Ionic Cordova plugin, hit enter. So this will show all the list of plugins which are currently installed under your application. And now let's say you wanted to install a new camera plugin. So go to Ionic, type Ionic Cordova space plugin, add Cordova plugin camera. So we are asking our using the command line interface, we are asking to add the Cordova plugin camera. This is the name of the plugin in our mobile application. So type this and hit enter. Basically Ionic is developed on the top of Cordova, so you will find all the command line interface which our Cordova is using is similar to the Ionic. So if you go back and if you see the plugins folder, you will see here the Cordova plugin camera is currently got installed. So go inside. This is the folder structure for that particular plugin and all the details you can see it here. Let's go back and see the config.xml. So in the config.xml you can see the newly added plugin here, Cordova plugin, and in the package.json here in the plugin section you can see the Cordova plugin camera is added. So this is the way you can create the Ionic application. You can add the required platform in your application. You can build your application for that particular platform, and you can add the particular plugin into your application. There is some more useful command which I wanted to share, like if you want to check which version is currently installed, which Ionic version is currently installed, then you have to hit Ionic-V. So this will show you the which Ionic version is currently installed, on which Ionic version you are currently working. And let's say Ionic has released the new version and you wanted to see whether what is kind of the new version number is released by the Ionic, then you have to type npm info Ionic version. So I have the latest version installed. The latest version which is released by the Ionic is same as which I have currently installed. And let's say you want to install, let's say tomorrow if Ionic updates they release the new version and you wanted to update your installed Ionic version, then you have to type npm install -g, which will install the Ionic for globally on your machine. Ionic at, let's say they release the 21 version 3.210, then you have to type like this the version number, but currently they have not installed. I am not going to install anything. Let's say you wanted to remove particular platform which is currently installed, So first of all, go back and check what all the platforms which are currently installed for your application. So I have installed the Android platform, so currently it is displaying the installed platform. And now let's say I wanted to remove that Android platform, then I will write Ionic Cordova platform. RM is for removing the platform, and then write the name of the platform, Android. So here you can see it is removing the Android platform, and it will also update the config.xml and package.json. So let's go back and check the platform folder. Here you can see the Android is removed. Android platform is removed currently. So let's say if again you wanted to add it, then you have to type again it will add the Android platform. So this will show you the version which is removed, the Android platform is removed. So I have again executed the command to add the platform. Let's reload the config.xml, and here you can see the Android is again added. In the package.json also it has added. So again let's try to add iOS platform as well. Just have to mention the iOS instead of Android. Let's go back to folder structure, under platform. This will take some time to add the platform. So here you can see the iOS folder is created. So iOS folder is created. Let's go back and see the config.xml and package.json. So here you can see the iOS is updated here, the platform. Under package, the iOS is also in the platform section, iOS is added. So I have not installed the iOS emulator, so I cannot currently show you how the application looks like in the iOS emulator. But if you want to see it how it will look like, you have to run the application with the -l, that is the labs command, and you can see how it will look like in the Windows, iOS or Android. So that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please mention below. I will provide all the details regarding the creating of Ionic application and all the useful links. Thanks for watching my video. If you like, you can hit the like and you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you.